Hello and welcome. I am Tamara and I love teaching beginner sewing tutorials here on YouTube. Today's tutorial is an adorable tote bag that looks very similar to a past tote bag tutorial that I have made. However, this tote bag has two features that this tote bag is lacking. So if you want to make a super simple tote bag like this one, I'll have that tutorial linked in the description down below. But now I would like to tell you everything that is different about this tote bag. Both tote bags do not have a lining, but this tote bag has a zippered pocket. How does it have a zippered pocket without a lining, you ask? Well, let me show you. Within our tote bag, we have the top hem, and can you see here? There is your zipper pocket, and I'm just gonna pop it on out because it's essentially a zipper pocket sewn in to that upper hem. So you can easily add this to many different tote bags. And if you're curious about just how to add a zipper pocket to a tote bag, I have a tutorial for that. I will link it in the description down below, but I'm also going to show you that in this tutorial. The second really cool feature about this tote bag in particular is the fact that it has an expanded bottom. So even though it looks like a flat rectangular tote bag, it actually expands, which is super helpful when you start throwing books into your tote bags because those books get thick and they need a little bit of extra wiggle room. So those are the special features within this tote bag. If you want to sew it on up, then stick with me. I will give you all of the measurements that you need and then guide you through the entire process. Let me know in the comments down below which feature you are more excited to learn. All right, let's get started. It is important that you choose a non-directional fabric. I'm going to be using a lightweight canvas because this particular tote bag does not have a lining. So you will cut your fabric 15 inches wide by 36 inches long. Then for the zipper pocket, you will cut one piece 5.5 inches wide by 13 inches in length, and then a second piece 5.5 inches wide by around 3 inches. I'll admit you see mine is more like 6 inches in length. That's just because I grabbed the other side of my scrap and I hadn't trimmed it down yet. You will also need an 8-inch zipper as well as some webbing, and finally some grosgrain ribbon to seal in our edges. Start by grabbing your large non-directional fabric print, and on both short ends measure in 2 inches and draw a line. Then take this to your iron and press a hem on both of those short edges. So what you'll do is you'll fold that outer edge in towards that 2-inch line that you marked. Give it a press and then fold it over one more time and give it one more press, and make sure that you've done this on both of those short edges. Then fold this fabric right sides together, lining up those two folded top edges, and then clip along both of those side edges. You can also bring this to your iron and just press that bottom edge flat as well. This tote bag is also going to have a bit of an expandable bottom, which is called a gusset. Now, to create this expandable bottom, measure from that bottom edge up 2 inches and mark a line. Then bring this to your iron and fold that bottom edge up so that it lines up with that 2-inch marked line. Then press it flat and clip those side edges in place. Next, take this to your sewing machine and sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance along both of those side edges, starting and stopping with a backstitch. Now, I like to prep my grosgrain ribbon before I add it to my tote bag. So with my wool pressing mat, I'm able to throw some pins in there. And then on the lightest setting of my iron, I can press this grosgrain ribbon in half. I do find it just a little bit easier to have it pressed in half when I'm trying to add it to the side edges of my project. Maybe you find that a little excessive. You might want to skip this step. I will leave that totally up to you. Next, take your grosgrain ribbon and leaving yourself an inch on the top of the tote bag as well as an inch on the bottom of the tote bag, fold it over that raw edge and clip it in place. Then you can fold that 1-inch section that's on the top and the bottom in and under the folded grosgrain ribbon, just tucking it out of the way. Do this for both sides of the raw edge of your tote bag, then bring it to your sewing machine and starting and stopping with a back stitch, sew that grosgrain ribbon in place. I sew just a little bit inside the edge of that grosgrain ribbon. That way I can make sure I'm catching the front and the back side of the ribbon. And this is what your tote bag should be looking like at this point in the process. Now I just want to turn this project right side out just for a quick second here to show you what that gusset bottom looks like. So I'm pretty excited about it because it gives it just that little bit of expansion, but when it's not in use, the tote bag still looks like a flat tote bag. I think that's pretty cool. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. So before we jump on in to the next step in this tote bag tutorial, I would just like to ask you to please hit that subscribe button so you don't lose me here on YouTube. That is actually quite easy to do. And of course, hit that thumbs up button if you are enjoying this tutorial, because that lets YouTube know that it is a good enough tutorial to continue to share with others. And since I love to teach beginner sewing tutorials here on YouTube, I appreciate your support in spreading the word. All right, let's keep on sewing. Now let's add our tote bag handles. So working on the inside of the tote bag once again, grab your webbing and cut 2 webbing pieces at 27 inches in length. Then grab 1 webbing piece and curve it, making sure there's no twists in your webbing. Then you want to line up the outer edge of that webbing 3 inches from the outer edge of the tote bag and clip it in place. And then I'm also going to grab a pin and just pin the bottom edge of that webbing in place. That way when I take this to my sewing machine, my handle doesn't get in my way. And now it's time to prep our pocket that we are going to slide in between this webbing handle. So as you can see, I have around 6 inches between my webbing handle, which is perfect because my pocket is going to end up around 5.5 inches wide. Grab the longer piece of pocket fabric, so 5.5 inches wide by 13 inches in length, and your 8-inch zipper. So I'm going to center my zipper on that top edge face down, pinning it in place, and then sewing a seam across that top edge using a zipper foot. Then I'm going to grab a second piece of fabric that is cut the same width as your last piece and is at least 3 inches long. Lay it right side face down along the other edge of your zipper, clip that in place, bring it to your sewing machine and sew a seam across that top edge. Once again, I used a zipper foot for this. Then with your fingers, just press the fabric open and bring it back to your sewing machine, sewing a top stitch across both of those zipper edges. That will just hold the zipper tape in place nicely within the pocket. Now, because I had not cut the excess fabric away from that top piece of fabric yet, I'm just going to fold my pocket in half, figure out exactly how high I want the fabric to be above my zipper. I know I'm tucking it into a hem that is 1 inch in depth, so I'm going to cut the top half 2 inches high. As you can see here, I'm just testing to see what my pocket will look like within my tote bag itself. Lay your pocket wrong sides together, lining up that top edge. Then cut away the side of your zipper that does not have the zipper head within it. Lay your grosgrain ribbon along that side edge, clipping it in place, and then giving yourself about 1 inch of ribbon sticking out that bottom edge. Cut it, and then you can fold that ribbon up within itself so that you can seal in the bottom edge nicely. Then take this to your sewing machine and attach that grosgrain ribbon the same way you did your tote bag grosgrain ribbon. And now that we've sealed in the one side of our pocket, it's time to seal in the opposite side. Now this is important. Remember to zip your zipper head into the center of your pocket. Then you can cut away the excess from that zipper and do the same thing that you did on the other side. So cut enough binding or grosgrain ribbon to be about 1 inch longer than that side. Of course, folding and tucking in that bottom edge to seal in the bottom edge nicely. Then bring it back to your sewing machine and sew along that edge, attaching your grosgrain ribbon the same way that you have previously done. Now that our pocket is pretty much finished, it has one raw edge left, and that is the top edge. So tuck that top edge up into the hem of your tote bag between your handles and clip it in place. Then on the other side of your tote bag, add your second piece of webbing the exact same way you did your first piece, measuring in from that side edge 3 inches and clipping your handle in place. Now it is time to take this to your sewing machine, and removing the arm of your sewing machine will give you a lot more wiggle room when you are actually doing this next step. Sewing a top stitch, sew along that inner edge fold, starting and stopping with a back stitch, all the way around that edge. It will seal the pocket in place and it will seal the webbing handles in place. However, I'm sure you've noticed our webbing handles are facing down. So this next step, you will fold your webbing handles upright, clip them in place, take this back to your sewing machine, and once again using a top stitch, you will sew around the entire top edge, starting and stopping with a back stitch. That will allow your webbing handles to point in the right direction and give them a little bit of extra sturdiness, as they've been essentially sewn twice into your tote bag. Once you've sewn those 2 top edge seams, then turn your project right side out before taking it back to your iron and pressing that gusset bottom nice and flat. And while you're at it, you may as well press those side seams as well, giving your tote bag a nice crisp look. And now you've got a pretty cool tote bag that does not have a lining, and yet it still has a zipper pocket and a pretty cool gusset bottom. Let me know in the comments down below, of course, which feature was your favorite. And I do have a playlist full of tote bag tutorials and tote bag features that you can add to your tote bags. I will have that playlist linked in the description down below if you want to learn more. All right, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.